Hey there, and welcome back. For those of you who follow me, it's another one. For those of you who don't, welcome to the channel. For those of you who are my followers who are expecting an adventure video, I'm sorry this isn't going to be an adventure video. I'm doing a quick interjection into my schedule of adventures that don't worry, they're coming. But I'm doing a quick little interjection because I want to talk today about something that is extremely important to me due to the domino effects that it could have on a lot of things that should matter to a lot more people than it does, in my opinion. We are living in a timeline in society where not enough people care and not enough people say what needs to be said because they're afraid of consequences and they're afraid of multiple things. But morally, I have to say something because it's important. With making this video, I also know that there's going to inevitably be consequences, big or small, I don't know, but there will be consequences and I know it. And that's okay because they're worth it. Some things need to be said. And I'm gonna say some things today. I am likely going to piss off a lot of people inside and outside of my company, and that is to be expected. And I also have learned through a lot of lessons that you cannot make everyone happy, and that's also okay. But like I said, there are things that need to be said because there are things that I don't think a lot of people are thinking about in the grander scheme of everything going on. And so I need to say something today. I'm also about to break a rule that I've held on my channel for quite some time that I never thought I would break, but I'm gonna break it. Hello, REI members and guests. Yes, that's right. I've officially told you where I work. I work for REI. For those of you who don't know what REI is, it is a giant outdoor equipment recreation company. We've been around since 1938. We were founded by a few group people who were very passionate about the outdoors and who wanted to get equipment into people's hands at an affordable price and just good equipment options to us when we couldn't find good stuff before. And they initiated a co-op because they believed in having a team unit of people who had like-minded interests, like-minded goals, which main goal was advocating and getting outdoors and protecting the outdoors. Sadly, this week, we did say goodbye to one of our founding group, Mr. Whitaker, one of the first Americans on Everest. Yeah, there's some history there. We sadly had to say goodbye to him recently. For those of you who do know what REI is, it is likely that you have been seeing a lot of things on social media from our union stores. Just to be clear, I very much want our union stores to have their contract. Not all REIs are the same, as silly as that might seem for some people in a business aspect. That's part of what's made us unique as we've grown as a company, that we aren't all cookie cutters. However, we've always had solid collaboration and shared the same moral codes and ethics that were important to us across the board. There are some REIs, unfortunately, after doing research for the last 5+ years of talking to people at other stores and trying to get straight to the source facts of why did stores unionize, what drove them to it. I wanted to hear their side of the story, not REI's side of the story. And through a lot of research and a lot of digging, I found a lot of things. And I will have to say that some of those stores that went union, they needed to go union. It needed it. It absolutely needed it. Some of the things I was told, the management team was not accountable, and HQ was not holding them accountable as either. It needed to happen. Hence why I'm 100% supportive of my green vests who do want a union to get their union. However, not all stores want a union or need a union. There are some stores that are lucky enough that we have management that we trust, that are accountable, and that we can rely on, and we don't feel like we're being taken advantage of and we are in a healthy environment. I would love it if every REI across the board felt that way and didn't feel like they needed a union. However, that's not reality. So to you guys at the union stores, I am supporting you. I want you to get your contract. However, currently the union stores have decided that they're going to make a major attempt at hitting the company where it hurts to get them to cave. And I understand the tactic, and it can be a smart tactic. However, there are much larger consequences to the actions and risks that those stores are taking by trying to boycott the biggest sale of our year, the anniversary sale that comes up in just May, coming soon. A lot of people are unaware, and a lot of employees are also unaware, that our anniversary sale brings in just shy of about 2/3 of our overall profit for the year. Yes, it is that much of a driving force for our company. That key sale can make or break a year for us. If we successfully boycott a sale, it could be bad. REI has unfortunately gone a few years of no profit post-dividends. Pre-dividends, profitable. Post-dividends, not profitable. That's not good. Most companies, after enough years of that, will file for bankruptcy. They will go under. We are dangerously close to that point. And again, I want you to have your union, but there are far greater things at risk than just your store and just your team going on here. If you successfully boycott a sale, it is very likely that we will either see the company go under, or we will see a drastic cut in stores and employees. We will probably see stores close down if they think that will even save the company, and if not, we will cease to exist. REI ceasing to exist and going under has a much larger domino effect on the outdoor industry and the outdoors than most people realize. Yes, we're just a retailer selling outdoor goods for most people, but we are so much more for so many other people. REI donates millions of dollars into the outdoor industry. There are so many non-profit outdoor organizations that REI puts money into. These groups help educate, advocate, and protect the outdoors. That's one major group that we are affecting. REI goes under, that's millions of dollars that aren't going towards that fight. There are, and a lot of people don't know this either, REI is responsible for helping some companies get their start. From underrepresented demographics to just a small business that we take a chance on and we help them get their foot in the door and we bring them into our industry. REI goes under, there are so many companies that are going to be affected by this, that could have done so much good for the outdoors, and REI was there helping them get their start and their chance to fight the battle for the outdoors with us. They will be affected as well. And then I bring you back to the most important part to me, which is the outdoors. At the end of the day, the outdoors and nature are far higher value to me than the company. We bring thousands of dollars to the national parks by selling gear that donates to the parks, by helping them sell their park passes, and just by advocating for groups that help them. If you are unaware, currently the national park system and just nature in general right now is in a very scary battle against our current administration, who is trying to sell off lands, mine it, and tear it apart, log it, cut it down, and they don't care about the nature. So while they're gutting our National Forest Service and gutting our public lands and the people who are there to take care of it and protect it, that means that their fight's getting harder, and they need as much support and help as they can get. They need as much of us fighting for and caring for nature and the outdoors as possible. And that is why I'm here to ask you guys to not boycott A-Sale. Again, I want you to have your contract, but there has to be another way. There has to be. There is so much more at risk than just your store if you successfully boycott A-Sale. And as much as I would like to tell you that the top HQ will cave and give you your contract because of the boycott coming, I very much do not think they will. And I do not think that the people at the top making those decisions are aligned with the right morals and ethics that our company used to be aligned with. Do we want to support a company that isn't going to take care of its people and has lost its way on its morals and ethics? No, we don't. That desperately needs to change. The company is the most siloed it has ever been, and this is from talking to employees who have been there for 20 years. I've watched it through so much change and so much just everything. And this is, from what I've been told, the most disconnected and siloed it has ever been, communication-wise, from HQ to the store throughout. And that's part of the problem. However, yes, we need to address that. Yes, we need to fight that. And yes, we need to fix that and get our company back to its roots and back on track and not worrying about growth and just surviving and taking care of the outdoors. REI also advocates for several other programs, including getting people's petitions and signatures to go to our Congress people, our senators, to fight for the outdoors. That fight goes away if they go away. We've been fighting for Outside in 5, which is a program that we've been trying to advocate and fight in cities so that everybody can have an outdoor green space within 5 minutes of where they live. Because everybody needs to be outdoors. Nature in the outdoors is crucial to our mental health and overall health and well-being as an individual and as a society. I have a nephew who's turning 6 this year. I want him to grow up in a world where he gets to go see all the nature that I've already gotten to see. I want him to grow up in a world where he can go outside and play without worrying about breathing due to pollution. I want my nephew to grow up in a world where we value taking care of each other and the outdoors over profits and over corporations and over everything else, over even ourselves. Because inevitably, if we don't stop what is happening, well, there's going to eventually be a point of no return. And the children are going to suffer just as much as we're going to suffer, if not more. And another reason why this is important to me. So, to my fellow Green Vests, to my REM members, to my entire outdoor industry, and anybody who likes the outdoors, whether it's sitting on your back porch reading a book and sipping some tea, or if it's climbing a mountain to get to Everest. We should all be fighting for one sole fight right now, the most important battle. Because if we lose that battle, all your other fights, all your other things that you're trying to get, including with your contract, they won't matter. They will cease to have any value. Because if we lose the main battle, the real battle, which is for the outdoors and nature, everything else won't matter. So I'm asking you today to reconsider this tactic of boycotting A-Sale. Not because I like headquarters, not because I like our board of directors. Again, there could be consequences to this video. To my HQ, to any of you who might be watching this, I might be pissing some of you off, and that's okay. But I'm gonna ask you, why did you choose REI? What was it about REI as a company that you decided was important enough for you to decide to try and work for us and work with us? And I want you to ask yourself, are you actually following our moral code and our ethics? Are you truly holding on to the values that were the main values that were the core importance for our founders and just for the whole beginning of our company, because we've gotten drastically off path in certain avenues. And we really do need to get back there. Don't get me wrong. I get it. We want to grow. We want to be able to become a bigger company. However, we can't do that if we're siloed and if we have so much dysfunction going on. So I'm going to ask you guys to consider, one, dropping the law firm that we currently have. I don't even know why you guys have kept it. It's a bad law firm. We don't need to be associated with them. You need to drop them. You need to get a different law firm. Do not be afraid of other stores following suit if you give these stores their contract. You would be amazed what could happen in our company if you take care of our employees from the bottom up. You'll be a lot more prosperity than you think. So please give them their contracts. Stop fighting us. Actually come to the stores and talk to us. Help us help the company. Because we in the stores are one of the main things keeping us surviving and everything right now. So fight the fight with us and not against us. To my union stores, again, I have no doubt that I've pissed a lot of you off with this video, and that's to be understood. However, I hope that you understand that, like I said, there are far greater things at risk than just your store if we use this tactic. Think about nature. Think about how much we have put into the outdoor industries and how much we affect. I've already been told by vendors that due to the decline in sales at REI, we aren't buying as much product from certain companies, which means they're dropping in their sales. They're already reducing hours and reducing staff and their vendors and other parts of their company simply because REI is not doing well. We will have a bigger effect than on just our company. The nonprofits, they will lose millions of dollars, and the national parks will lose a huge fighting force that is there for them and has been with them for a long time. Please find a different tactic. Please. And to my members, again, I've probably pissed some of you off, and that's okay too. But if you are a member of REI, if you shop at REI, that tells me that you have one thing in common with me. You like the outdoors. At least I hope you do. And if you like the outdoors and you care for the outdoors, then you understand the value of protecting it and keeping it functioning, keeping the species alive, keeping the trees watered, taking care of the system that's there to take care of us. So before you 100% boycott us during this A sale, before you continue to boycott us as a company in general throughout the year, and before you decide to just simply go online or other places simply because their gear is cheaper, which I know, the tariffs suck, inflation has been miserable, we're gonna survive. We've gotta survive. Please think twice before you just go there and who you are supporting business-wise. And please help me fight this fight. I don't want to see the outdoors burn. I don't want to see the administration get what they want. Pissing off them too with this video, if they're even caring enough that I exist in this world. But like I said, some things need to be said. People need to care more. Otherwise, it's only going to get worse. I was raised on the Lorax. I will fight for the Lorax. I will fight for the trees. And I hope you'll fight with me. Thanks.